That's what you get. I don't feel bad. You want to brag on TikTok about your welfare? Well, that didn't fare well, did it? Well, farewell to your benefits, you know?
The manager from the apartments had got a hold of me when we were in our meeting and told me that she was also contacted by some fraud investigators from the food stamp office, and they had opened an investigation on me because they had complaints as well. So during the meeting with the manager, I had just decided to just give up the apartment.
Single mom.
I wasn't going to try to fight for 2 months because she already had made up her mind that she wasn't going to renew my lease anyways. So I just took my loss and moved out. Now I look back and I kind of wish I would have fought it, just because like I'm living with my mother-in-law and that's always hard right now, and I miss my apartment.
Donde está your husband? Hey Google, show me the relationship with her husband.
But everything happens for a reason.
People, when their life's in shambles like that, you know, God only gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, you know. No, you let a dude cheese in you and then had his kid.
Gotcha, bitch.
You're stupid.
Stupid.
So the next day, I immediately called the food stamp office and tried to get a hold of whatever investigators were over my case. And I got a hold of them, and they were expecting my call, and they knew who I was, and they told me that I could be facing prison time. They told me what I'd done was very serious, and they did actually have some evidence that I was, in fact, swiping my food card a few times for. I had to start my business to take the pictures. I had bought the supplies with my food card, and they had evidence of that.
Oh my God. She's trying to start a business with a food stamp card. Baby girl, feed your child.
No excuses.
Wow. Man, if genius had a face, it wouldn't be hers. You know, it wouldn't be hers. That's for fart sure. Goodness gracious, brother. Evidence of you for committing fraud. We were homeless for 1,094 days.
For 1,094 days.
We even lived in a storage unit.
I don't think you can do that.
We stayed under the radar.
Yeah, you running around blasting music doesn't look like you're staying under the radar.
We're not going to go forward with renewing our lease with you guys because you broke like a couple rules in our rental agreement. So you have like 48 hours to remove all this stuff.
We have like a security company that monitors the cameras. They saw, I think you were running around the hallways. It looks like you're doing things that you shouldn't be. The video online escalated a little more because the storage spaces are only meant to be used for storage.
So much for staying under the...
Yeah, you're doing this, bro. Staying under the radar, doing handstands, doing sprints. Brother, come on. I've been giving this girl $1,100 a month for her rent for the past 3 years and opened her mail and found out she only paid $100 per month because she's Section 8. She's been getting her hair, nails, and toes done consistently. Doesn't look like she's been hitting the gym, though.
Oh, the rent was $1,100, bro. I just opened the...
She's pregnant again. Brother, man, golly.
Hey, but this say you been paying $100, bro. You on Section 8.
You gotta stop busting in these women.
Game.
Why does it matter?
So you got me in here. What the is you doing with $1,100 every month?
It don't matter. I have other bills to pay.
You ain't never just get down on me. No, I ain't got for myself. That's selfish as...
How is that selfish to rent?
I can't believe this right now.
It's crazy how she's not...
Bro, and she's pregnant again. She's pregnant again. Bro, stop busting in these women, chat. Stop it.
If somebody got a Section 8 voucher, I think only the people on the voucher are supposed to be staying there. I don't think it's supposed to be a whole bunch of different people. I don't know.
I agree.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? But what I'm not going to do is go back and forth with you when I'm going to just call the state on you. I'm just not going to do it. Like, I'm not. You're not going to come on my phone. You're not going to harass me. You're not going to do any of that. Okay?
Bro, dude, I agree. I'm the neighborhood snitch. Chat, something's going on in my neighborhood. Bro, I'm quick with the snitching. I don't care. I don't care none. So one of my neighbors, they had these aggressive dogs that would get out constantly, like every day for like 3 weeks straight, and they would charge you. Like I tried to let Loki out sometimes in the front to go pee on the mailbox. You know, that's what dogs like to do. They like to pee on the mailbox. I would let them out, and there was 3 dogs, 2 big, large white dogs and a small pit bull, and they would straight charge Loki, and he'd run inside, and I'd have to like get in these dogs' faces, and I'm like, I don't want my dog to get mauled, so I'd call the city on them. I did it enough where they got the dogs taken away, and I don't feel bad for it. I love animals. I really do. I used to want to be a vet. But when it comes to the point where your dogs are always out and you're never home and they're charging people, we got little kids that play in the streets, bro. I'm calling the city. I don't care. You playing really loud music? I'm calling the city. You know, you kids, you know, they're playing baseball and baseballs are hitting the house. I'm gonna go talk to you, but if not, I'm calling the city. You know, I don't care. I'm to the age now where I've got to watch out for my family, bro. I will snitch on you with the swiftness. I do not care.
Going on my own back to the kids, so. Wow, such a flex. And I don't even gotta pay rent.
Famous TikToker Tophia.
Why are all these women always laying down? Just the most big back activities. Big back activities.
Famous TikToker Tophia Chu is being evicted. Tophia Chu is a TikToker that has gained a lot of attention recently for her lives where she rants about random topics. A lot of times in those lives, bits and pieces of her personal information and lives are caught in the stream, making people want to watch even more. Because of that, people know way too much information about her and her family. The reason her family is being evicted is actually because of the actions of her dad online. Her father has been posting inappropriate stuff online for a very long time. He goes live on TikTok as well, but he's also known for his Twitter. All I'm gonna say is that he posts very inappropriate stuff. He's actually gone to jail for certain things involving that. Because of this, videos of Tophia and her dad online reached one of their neighbors, and that neighbor reported them to the apartment office. For one reason or another, ended up with them getting evicted. They currently have like 8 days to find somewhere else to live. This is already going to be very difficult for them because they were super behind on rent in the first place and don't have that much money. So who knows where Tophia and her family may
Tophia, not Sophia. Tophia, good lord.
End up.
Just name her Tofu for the Lord's sake. What are we talking about, Tophia? What name is that? So it's Sophia, not Tophia.
Got a question. When did it become a thing to come on social media and brag about getting arrested for welfare fraud? Like videos and videos and videos of, oh, I got arrested for welfare fraud. Why lie? We're all broke. We all ain't got no money. A lot of us could use welfare. I would love to have some EBT, but guess what? I can't get it. My husband busts his every day, but you don't see me out here lying. Excuse me, I'm feeding my chickens.
She's living the dream.
But why you gotta lie on social media? That ain't cute. Who wants to lie about something like that? Get off your ass, go to work.
I agree with this woman 100%. Get off your butt, go to work, bro. It keeps you imprisoned. It keeps you a slave to the system. And now we've subsidized single motherhood so much that women would rather marry the government than marry a man. It's truly sad, but that's what it is. I don't know what else to call it, you know. Day in the life of a 22-year-old broke, lazy, low-income, stay-at-home mom of 4. You're not a stay-at-home mom if you're a baby mom, because it looks like your kids are of mixed race, so there's probably more than one baby Fasha. Okay, what do we got here? Who's not staying home today? Where are your children? Are you just walking around by yourself? Today we're going to the WIC and welfare office. Are you just leaving your... I hope y'all enjoy the vloggy vlog. And of course she's... This hoodie is beyond dirty and that's my fault. I went and did something last night. Is there skleege on that? WIC office. Gotta love it. Walk your broke butt in there. Door was locked. Yay. Oh, now, okay, now you're in. Oh, I couldn't imagine working in a place like that. A vloggy vlog. Not me taking the bus for only 3 stops. LMAO. Couldn't you have just walked? Food stamp time. Is this for real? If you have this much time to go to the food stamp office, you got enough time to go get a frickin' job. In my opinion, you do. Go get in line. It's mad packed. People wanting handouts. Patiently waiting to be called. Decided to edit this. Big Merc Jeep coming here getting free money and free housing. Drives to the welfare and this and collects their weekly payments. That's what people do, bro. Mercedes? In a Mercedes? That's crazy getting WIC. Getting WIC in a Mercedes? In a Benz?
In my comments, talking about, I didn't get approved. I applied and, you know, I lost my job and da-da-da. I'm on disability now and da-da-da-da. What kind of car you drive? You out here driving a luxury vehicle
Facts, dude.
Applying for government assistance.
Mm-hmm.
They ask you what kind of car you drive, and you put down you got a $200,000 car or a $150,000 car. You better go sell that car. That's why you didn't get approved. Cause you had some assets. Go sell them.
Luxury car.
Bro, so true. I think there's so many people that are, working class, just broke. And I think Dave Ramsey talks about this, even though I don't really, agree with everything Dave Ramsey says, but he gives a lot of really good financial advice, better than I would probably give, But also, I think he says 80% of people are one financial catastrophe away from being bankrupt. 80% of people. So you look at all the people on your block, only 20% of them are financially secure enough where they have enough saved up for 6 months. That's scary to think, dude. I'm saved up for at least 6 months. I think I'm saved up for. If we don't drop our spending or do anything, I could have the next 6 months covered. We wouldn't go hungry. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to have to dip into my savings. But I always say pay yourself first, man. I always say take 20% of whatever you're making and put it away. Put it away for yourself. Because you never know when the rain's gonna come. And if there's one thing my granddaddy always taught me is, son, when it rains, it pours, boy. So when the hard times come, they come hard, son. They come real hard. Like these women on EBT Section 8 that are single moms. Those men have came hard. But life comes hard too. Life comes real hard. Oh God. Disability benefits. Cheat secretly filmed completing 5K runs. Well, you got enough time to run 5Ks when you just have, EBT, Section 8. 50-year-old claimed enhanced benefits after stating she could barely walk. She's out here running 5Ks. That's what I'm thinking, man. That's the thing, man. You one private investigator away from going to straight up jail. One private investigator away. She could just make her run the whole way to the jail. Let's see. Oh my goodness, good Lord.
You really are a fat bastard.
Why do they always look like this? They're just fat.
Into this 10-story building in this 2-bedroom paying $50 in rent. It was me and my 2 kids. Then I met a guy.
Of course you met a guy. You've already met 2 guys, it seems like.
Makes 4 of us. Then I gave him 2 kids. So then...
Jesus.
And that makes 6. And then after me and him broke up, I met another dude. That's the one I've been talking about, the one that's real lazy, and I'm tired of him. So I met him and I gave him a baby.
Oh my God. Close your legs. Get your tubes tied, baby girl. Damn.
So we have a newborn baby, and that makes 8.
You got 5 kids by 3 different men. Damn.
So... Yep, that's 8 people in a 2-bedroom. We made it work. I don't know why, it's so important to y'all. Why does it matter to y'all how we lived in there? That shouldn't matter to anybody.
Because you're stupid. You've been cracking your legs for a man that doesn't have the potential to be a husband, and you can't take care of yourself. So now you're digging into all of the taxpayers' dollars because now we got to take care of your lazy butt. That's the problem.
To go report to my housing management place, whatever, and tell them that I have a certain amount of people in my home is crazy. 23 days till I get evicted because people felt offended for me calling them taxpayers. I didn't mean anything by it, okay?
Oh, no. Don't backpedal now. Don't backpedal now. Eat those words. I mean, you eat a lot. So eat those words.
Gotcha, bitch.
Taxpayers, I didn't mean to. Throw it in your face that I'm paying $50 in rent. I didn't mean to. Is this so bad that I feel like we should be living for free? Is that so wrong?
That's very wrong to think that you should be living for free when you contribute nothing to society but pooping out children with men that you don't take serious and want to be in a relationship with. Yeah, that's bad. That's called entitlement, and that's what a lot of us are sick of.
Literally could go get a job and actually afford unsubsidized rent, not being subsidized by the taxpayer. You could go do that. You are literally choosing not to because you want to build your business. Why the are you allowed to leech off the taxpayer?
I'm not leeching off of anybody.
Yes,
and
you
I
are.
have tried.
You're a liar!
Tried what?
My last job, I had a really bad situation.
Tell.
Where I was interviewing men in particular, and every time I got on the screen with them, they got their little out and started.
Sounds like you were on Chatterbait or something, honey. Chat roulette, bro. Interviewing, it sounds like chat roulette.
I'm not gonna have you translate that one.
Even if we act like
Bro, she's so stupid. Interviewing them, baby girl. If you're on chat roulette, you're not interviewing anybody.
First came to the shelter.
Bro, what? Looking like the desk at detention. Shots fired! Just like, did you just go to your tattoo artist and say, you know what, just start scribbling. Just start scribbling. Like, look at these tats, bro. Like, crappy flower, some text, a diamond that's all shoddy, a little dookie crown, Roman numerals. Like, where are we at with that? Zero planning was had when you got these tats, bro.
Lady that did my intake, I don't know if she recognized me from TikTok or if she was just making a general statement. But what she told me was, you can post on TikTok, but do not post any of the residences. That's what I was told when I first got here. I agreed. No problem. I will not post any of the residences. I've never even posted the location of the shelter. I've never posted the city that I'm in. So yesterday, I get a call from the director. Well, she introduced herself as the director, but the guy that called me today also introduced himself as the director. But anyways, the lady that called me yesterday, she said she's the director of the shelter. She said, you can continue to post, but don't post any of the common areas. Only post your things and your room. That was it. And I agreed. No problem. This was yesterday. Today, I'm at work and I get a note under my door and it says you need to vacate the premises by 10 a.m. But I didn't think that it was a problem for me to post, especially there's other content creators on social media that post their shelter life. So I did not even think that I was doing anything wrong. I posted my own food that they gave me, or Stupid. I guess, you know, they own the food. So I don't know if that's the reason I'm not allowed to post the food or whatever. But I posted the food that I was given, and it's only the food. It's not the cafeteria.
Bro, if somebody said, hey, you want to get all this free stuff, you know, don't post this. Here's kind of the rules. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just not going to post. Let's just make it simple. I'm just not going to post. Especially if you're not making money from this, you're not monetizing it in any way. Just don't post on social media. How about that? I would just stay away from it. So many people have ruined their lives by posting on TikTok about their scenario and their situation when they're getting free stuff. You'd think you'd be smarter than that to just not post.
It's not the hallways. It's literally my own laundry and my own food since I had that conversation with her yesterday.
It's easy. Just stop.
Good Lord, just put your phone up. Put your phone up, dude. Just don't post. I don't get why it's so hard for these people to realize just, hey, just maybe don't post. Put the phone away.
What they're referring to is the women who have multiple children and are claiming that the baby daddies aren't in their life, but yet they're still having more children. And the reality is that they want you to believe that the baby daddies aren't in their life, but they are. In fact, they're helping them. Some might even move them in. You know, when inspection time, they gotta, pack their things. These men are helping these women. Just like these same women can't afford full rent, these men can't afford it either. And they don't get disqualified from the program if they have more kids. They in fact get rewarded with being able to make more money. But y'all also not taking into consideration the everyday bills outside of just rent. So the money that y'all think they should be saving, they're actually spending. So the scam is that the man comes and he helps out. So now it's technically two income when there's somebody who's really living off of one income who could really use the help.
Sorry, ma'am, but we can absolutely...
Dude, like I said, and I got this quote from Charlie Kirk, like we've gotten to a point where we've subsidized single motherhood where women would rather marry the government than marry a man. It's truly sad, but it's true. That's what it is.
I work with Section 8.
If they make the policy...
Good Lord. A nurse? And nurses make great money, chat. Nurses make real good money. Nurses are not going without. They're not hurting. Not hurting in the least bit. Nurses make good money, dude. Cass was a nurse. Cass made a lot more than me for a long time before I started becoming more successful in my corporate career. My Section 8 apartment, I pay $0 for rent every month and get a check for utilities. How does Miss Kendra finesse free rent for 10 years?
Being on TikTok, you see a lot of the beautiful apartments, high rises.
I have a Section 8 tenant named Miss Kendra, and she is a master finesser, exploiter of the Section 8 program, more so than any other tenant that I've ever dealt with. She was one of my first Section 8 tenants, so I used to work with her directly. So for the better part of the last decade, Miss Kendra has paid $0 in rent and $0 in utilities. And when I used to self-manage these properties and go over there and do inspections, I would always see like a newer Escalade. That was her thing. She loved caddies. And I said, Miss Kendra, how do you have an Escalade, but you're also paying $0 in rent with a Section 8 program? Because they check your income. And the answer that she gave me blew my mind. She worked a whole full-time job that paid super well, like near 6 figures, and she would have that income deposited to her baby daddy's bank account. So every year when they checked her finances, she always looked like she was impoverished.
People like Miss Kendra are the reason we...
That's insane.
You can't have nice...
That's insane. So you're telling me she could work a full-time job and just have it hit somebody else's... Oh my God, that's crazy. POV, y'all mad, the food stamps hit. Look at the garbage in these carts. You got chicken. I mean, there's some beef and stuff, but you got like the Lunchables, the Go-Gurt. I mean, you got some fruit in there, but chips, processed crap, tons of processed stuff. 3-4 carts full? But that would be like $1,000 haul. You would have to drive an Escalade to fit all that in the whip. I've never bought that much groceries in my life. I wouldn't even know where to put all that. The only time I would ever buy that many groceries is if I had to start over. That's so many groceries.
I saw this on Threads and I was mind boggled. Evidently, this woman has to do a fair share kind of work or chore program to stay at the shelter that she's currently living in. And as you can see from the letter, she didn't do any of the work. So she got a bill, but she doesn't have a job. So she has no way to pay it. So now she's claiming that they're kicking her out. They're not kicking you out. You didn't work. And just like all the rest of us who either have a mortgage or rent, if we don't work to pay that rent or that mortgage,
you get kicked out.
We will be relieved of said residence. You want to cry outrage, and we are outraged that you didn't get up and work.
Dude, the main thing I'm so sick of, and then this is my whole thing on like EBT, Section 8, and free government programs. If you have a disability and you physically can't work, I understand that. I completely understand that, dude. I was doing a call-in show last week, and a guy called in that had like kidney disease, I believe. Yeah, I think he had kidney disease. I felt for the guy. You know what I mean? Especially if he was born with it. It's hereditary. He was born with it. It's not like he earned that. He was born with it. People like that, I understand. But the problem is you get trapped in that cycle, even with the disability. But people with disabilities, people that are war veterans, people that have had, been in the military and they get hurt and they need that assistance because they put their life on the line and they came back and they're disabled. So a severe mental disability, severe physical disability, I believe that we, as the taxpayers, we should be able to take care of these people. The things I don't necessarily always agree with, though, is the people that are fully able-bodied. And these people, these are just leech parasites, full able-bodied people that could work a 9-to-5, just like me and you, chat. A lot of us here work. We have some people that are on, disability, and that's cool. I know some of you guys have your own issues going, but people that can work should work. And then we should track that stuff. In my opinion, it should be all tied to your social security number. That way, if you do have a job on paper, we should know that you're getting money this way. Like that last chick who gets her direct deposit sent to her baby daddy, and it looks like she makes no money, so she has Section 8, but she drives an Escalade. You think she's the only person gaming the system like that? There's probably tons of people doing that. Tons of people doing that. And I think now we've done it for long enough that people now are teaching the next generation to do it, and that's the biggest problem to me. When did income tax become a thing? When did it start? Let's do a little bit of research on this, because I think I know, but sometimes I'm stupid, chat, so I want to look it up. The modern federal income tax in the United States began in 1913 with the ratification of the 16th Amendment. While a temporary income tax was enacted during the Civil War, 1861 to 1872, the 1913 Amendment officially authorized Congress to levy a permanent tax on individual and corporate incomes. 16th Amendment, first, okay, blah, blah, blah. Pay-as-you-go system where employers withheld tax from paychecks. The initial 1913 tax only affected a small percentage of the population, specifically those with higher incomes. Interesting. Higher incomes. Okay, the first, let's see here. The Revenue Act of 1913 was passed, establishing the modern, lasting federal income tax system with rates from 1% to 7%. I just don't get why we still do it. I really don't get why we still do it. I just, you know. Okay, here it was. The first, albeit temporary, federal income tax was enacted with a 3% tax on incomes over $800. Was repealed in 1872. The pay-as-you-go system, where employees withheld taxes from paychecks, began in 1943. First modern tax, the Revenue Act of 1913, signed shortly after the amendment, imposed a 1% tax on net personal incomes above $3,000 or $4,000 for married couples, which in 1913, let's just look this up. Let's go ChatGPT here because they'll know. $3,000 in 1913 to compared to today. Let's see what that number is. Okay, $100 grand, which I think is fair. You know, you make $100 a year, you can pay a little bit in taxes. But I also think that as the taxpayer, we should get autonomy to say where our tax dollars go. Wouldn't that be nice, Chad? They put it up to be able to be like, oh, well, you know, I don't mind paying taxes, but I want it to go to these areas. I don't mind paying taxes, but I want it to go to these areas. That would be cool if we had autonomy on where our tax dollars went instead of just, you know, we have to pay for everything. Like the people that don't want to work, the people that could work, don't want to work, we have to pay for all of that. It just grinds my gears because, like, for any of you guys that have maybe been working for a long time or worked for a while, and maybe you started at a job where you made a little bit and then you went to another job, you made a little bit more, you went to another job, you made a little bit more. It's like the more you make, the more they take, which is so annoying because you're like, I want to keep more of it. And I'm very risk averse. I'm very debt averse. I don't like putting up a bunch of money towards debt. I'm not going to go out there and buy a gas station. I'm not going to go, do all these things. So, I have to pay my taxes, and I paid a lot in taxes. I probably paid close to 60 or 80 grand last year. It's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money, but I did it, and it is what it is. And, I guess I got to be happy to do it. What am I going to do? Not pay it? And the IRS is going to come just garnish my wages. I don't have a choice. I have to pay it. So it just sucks, man. It sucks because I feel like for a lot of people that are hardworking, that have families, that bust their butt, it's so hard to find like a really high paying job. And then, back in, our grandparents' era, my grandfather was a milkman and he could afford to have a family of, 4 kids and him and my grandmother, and they could go on vacations, they could eat nice food, they could have nice things. He was buying Lucchese boots. He was buying, him and my grandmother were going out dancing on the weekends. Like they were able to live a very comfortable life off of one income where he was a milkman. That's it. Nowadays, you drive a delivery truck. Number one, you're on the road constantly. We have a lot of truckers that watch. You're on the roads constantly. Little alone do you have the time to be at home to spend time with your family. If you're driving a lot, if you're driving 5-6 days a week, sometimes these truckers are driving 7 days a week. Now they're making good money, but they can't be home because they have to be on the road. And the road life's a hard life. You got to be gone all the time. You don't get to sleep at home. You got to sleep in your car. You got to sleep in your truck or whatever you're driving. More than likely, if you're a truck driver, you're driving an 18-wheeler though. But it's a tough life being on the road, man. It sucks. Like when I was a traveling musician, the hardest part was just never being home. It was fun going from city to city, traveling around, but being on the road all the time, you just miss being home. Ain't that right, Lokes? Free? Sit straight. Free. Very close. And that's the hard thing, man. These truck drivers, it's hard for them to have a sense of normalcy because they have to be on the road so much. They have to be on the road so much, and I feel bad for these guys, man. I really do. But I appreciate the truckers here. I shout out the truckers. Anybody that's in blue collar, plumbers, electricians, welders, anybody that busts up concrete, anybody that works outside, anybody that's a trucker, man, I love you guys, man. Because without you guys, things aren't on the shelves. People panic buying stuff because of the snowmageddon that just happened. Like, you're going to be praising your lucky stars that those truckers are going to get back on those icy and risky roads to fill those shelves back up, because they're the ones that are going to be bringing the food. You know what I mean? That's why I think they should make a separate highway for truckers so they can just go and come and go as they please. Let's keep it heated. Let's keep it plowed with snow. You know, let's keep them nice and clean so the truckers can just come and go, man. Come and go. Ain't that right, Lokes?
Won't they do?
But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's good to have you guys out, man. I'll see you next time. Peace.